And we're gonna have a good fun time. We're having a behind the scenes kind of workshop day here. I'm flying solo. I'm all by myself, and I'm going to be making a couple metallic samples for a guy who wants a silver metallic look, almost like metal. And then we got a guy who wants a copper metallic look. And then, if you all have been watching our lives recently, I'll put a coat on this bad boy. It's a purple charcuterie board style table. It's pretty big, but it's for my son who's gonna be displaying all his gems and rocks and all that stuff on there. So let me know how the audio is, if you guys can hear me all good. And I can see the comments as they roll, so go ahead and ask them if you wish, and I'll try to catch them while I'm not mixing epoxy and having a good time. And let me know where y'all are watching from too, and if you have any questions, fire them off. If I'm not too focused, I'll try to capture those. I'm gonna see how long we go. I have quite a few projects scheduled, so hope you guys are, playing somewhat hooky on hopefully your last day at work before that holiday break. And while you're playing hooky at work right now, go ahead and jump over to the website, stonecoatcountertops.com. Join the VIP list. Why? Because you're going to get 30% off next week during Black Friday. The biggest sale of the year, the most discount, and bonus feature, we're going to be giving away in a really nice, fabulous, elegant, very expensive prize package for a VIP member on that list. All you got to do is jump to the website, pop up, we'll greet you, join that list, and you're going to get the special code next week to save 30% off. You're going to flex on everybody else who's not on that VIP list. So go do that right now while I mix some epoxy. So these are 24-inch rounds. It's about 3.14 square feet. I'm going to do about 4 to 5 ounces of speed cure per square foot. I'm going to mix up mainly at first a just pure copper board. Show the customer a few of those shots. And then I'm going to add maybe just a hair of coffee and possibly some forest green metallic to create like a patina on this copper. And then on this piece, we're going to do our pewter metallic from Color Obsession and maybe a tiny bit of our darker silver metallic. This is actually a paste, excuse me. And we're going to smear that around. We're just going to use our gloved hands, have some fun, play with it, and then we're going to do some clear coats. And I even have, if you guys stick around and are good, and enough of you join the VIP list, we're going to coat this board with a beautiful Christmas blue marble. Yes. It's going to be fun. Who's having a good Friday? Who's ready for Thanksgiving, Turkey Day? I used to go play football as a kid on Turkey Day. Now, I already have a metal hip, so probably not going to be doing that. And the reason I have a metal hip is because I installed way too much granite. And speaking of granite, it is very expensive, especially with the new tariffs. Tariffs will get you. So granite prices just shot up 25 to 50% on the raw slab costs. That's not even counting labor. So Stone Coat US, baby, made here in the USA. No tariffs. We're good to go. Price is stable. These two samples are smaller, and these are going to be, they're prototypes. This isn't the prototype, but the finish is a prototype for a floating nightstand. So it's also going to have maybe a 4-inch drop edge. So that's why I'm going with Speed Cure. Speed Cure is a thicker product. It is designed for the pro, but anybody could really use it as long as you work fast. There's a few things you need to know, which you're going to mix fast, 2 to 3 minutes. It's thicker, so do a good job scraping the sides. And then we're going to add colors quickly and get it out on our board. That will give us the maximum working time. It's like that with any epoxy. So especially important with a faster setting epoxy. Our art coat, our countertop epoxy, you got triple the time than you do with the Speed Cure. But there are its benefits, especially on smaller projects, vanities, little galley kitchens. You can get in, get out, almost same day job, really. If you go prep, get in, pour that job, go to lunch, come back, sand. You could do the ultimate top coat, come back the next day, install the sink. Adios, kitchen's done. So enough of me yapping. I'm gonna get mixing. I'm just going to mix with a stick because it's a small batch. No need to really mix with a drill. I could, but no real need. And while I'm mixing, jump over to stonecoatcountertops.com, join the VIP list. Maximum discounts, baby. That's what we want. And if you're a pro in the game, and if you haven't taken advantage of our pro program, you're missing out big time. That is our white glove service. My good buddy and colleague Rob, man, he's amazing, runs it for us, and he brought back white glove service to Stone Coat in a great way. Not only that, it's better than ever. There are fantastic discounts that scale up and will transfer to the next year. So once you've achieved that discount, it doesn't go away as long as you keep, doing jobs. So we want to try to help you guys succeed more than ever here next year at Stone Coat with our pros. So a lot of cool, exciting stuff coming to the pro program. You can book a call with Rob or a couple other of our Stone Coat Pro reps. If you have any questions on how much materials you need, you tell them the square footage of your floor, your woodworking, your countertops. They're going to help you right through every step. Make sure you have all the right products, plus give you the best discount. So if you don't transfer that discount on to the customer, you're instantly making more money. Good day. And everybody needs to make more money. Crush the like button if you need to make more money. Let's see what people are saying right now. We got somebody in the house from Arizona. Happy Friday. I love it. Would this work on floors? Do you need a different product? Absolutely, you need a different product. So we have a flooring product system. I'll display it over here. So let me move my stuff and show you. Field trip. We haven't even mixed yet. I hope you're still there. So hopefully you could see a little bit. Yeah, all right, cool. So right here is our mid-coat epoxy. This is what you're gonna do your marble coat with. This is kind of what, it'll be the similar techniques, but using floor tools. But then we also have products like a Moisture Seal epoxy primer. This stuff is what creates a foundation for your epoxy to permanently stick to that concrete as long as you properly prep. And we also got top coats, polyaspartic. We've got ultimate top coat for the floor, and we got an amazing floor patch product. This is a fast setting floor patch. You got about 30 seconds to mix and about 3 to 4 minutes to work with it. But the cool thing about that is you can sand it within 20 to 30 minutes. So you can hammer out your small cracks, expansion joints, and beyond to a seamless designer floor. No, good thing I haven't put part B in there and I started yapping. I'd be in big trouble. So let's go right here. Back to business. This is going to be our copper. I've got part B in. Now I need to put in part A. I always put part B in because it's thinner. I mean, if you put part A in first and you start mixing, it's not the end of the world. You're just going to need to mix a little bit more. That's not a problem because this thicker consistency will sink right to the bottom. So you're going to want to scrape that up out of there. That's all. No big deal. Think of epoxy as a little bit expensive paint. That's sticky and messy. But if you contain it, you got your plastic, you got your gloves, and you follow a couple simple steps, the epoxy, this product does the hard work for you. We designed it for the do-it-yourselfer, but with professionals in mind, because we didn't sacrifice durability, but we made this product insanely easy to use. There's no VOCs, it doesn't stink. You could use it in a small bathroom, a small kitchen. You could use it practically anywhere. No need for like a respirator. It's amazing. Not all epoxy are created equal, so you can't just go to a big box store, grab the stuff off the shelf and try to replicate what we're doing here. And some have tried, many have failed. That was funny. So hope you guys have a good time watching. Most of the stuff I say is to entertain myself. And if you guys are having a good time, crush the like button, share the video, help us grow. Black Friday is next week, and we have an amazing sale coming up. If you're VIP, you're going to love that sale. Huge discounts. If you're a pro, make sure you're on the VIP list because it's bigger discounts than we even given our biggest pros. So go check it out. Hop on stonecoatcountertops.com. Pop-up will come up within a few seconds. Just add your email, opt in for the text, and you're good to go. You're on the list. You will get an email or a text with a code multiple days next week, saving a bunch of money on your kitchen, countertop, flooring, woodworking, shower wall, epoxy project renovation. Golly, that was cheesy. All right, I'm mixed up. I got to stop yapping because this is speed cure. So now that I'm mixed, I'm going to divide that up into my separate mixing cups. And I'm not going to go equal, remember. If I just went equal copper, equal coffee, and equal green, it's going to be pretty crazy. So I'm giving myself just a little bit of these accents. Remember, the guy mainly wants a copper counter. So copper goes first. And the longer you leave the larger mass, the quicker that's going to cure up, if that makes sense. So that's going to set up faster than this little cup. So whoops, that's already got epoxy on it. I need a smaller stick or I'm going to make a mess. Follow best practices, Mitch. We are live. Okay, copper metallic. For this, it's about a tablespoon or two. So I just stick in, whoop, that's a little too much. I stick in the tip of the popsicle stick into the resin, and then at first, start slow because it's a powder, and you start going crazy, it's going to poof out and get all over the board. Again, not the end of the world, but try to avoid that. These micas and the mica powders that we sell from Polycolor are natural and real and cosmetic grade, so they won't fade out like some will. Just like all epoxy is not created equal, micas aren't created equal either. Some will fade out if they're really cheap and lame, so you don't want those. Any questions? Watching from England, what up, bro? Welcome. Is concrete the only thing that you can put this on? No, not at all. You could put it over subfloor, wood subfloor, if it is plywood or particle board even. Our most recent floor video, the big red one, the dude, I go, how much, so what colors you want? He's like, red, black, and silver. I was like, okay, I can work with that. How much red? He said, 90 to 95%. I said, all right, can you go down at all? He's like, no, I really like red. So it was red. You'll see that thumbnail. You can't miss it. It looks like Dante's Inferno metallic floor. Or if Blade the Vampire Hunter wanted an office, that would be his floor. It was actually really easy and awesome. So the answer to that question is yes. Our floor can go on subfloor, concrete. Those are the best options. I've also put it on 1/2-inch plywood and it works pretty dang good. Crazy. All right. This is forest green. Just a little bit goes a long way with this stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and get my copper out while I'm mixing my green. Get that spreading out. This is just speed cure with copper from Polycolor. Let that self-level while I mix my green in. I have way too much of this green. I'm probably going to use like a drizzle, and that's it. I always do that. I'm very guilty of giving myself way too much accents. So that can get you on big scale, on a big project, right? Because if I have all my, especially on a floor, if you got your base colors down and you mix up way too much accent and you start putting that accent down and it starts really affecting the floor, whoa, I'm sticking away from that accent, right? I've done that. But you've already mixed up a ton of it and you need that volume for your floor, you're in trouble. So be very leery. I even make samples on floors. I'll make a 4x4, a 4x8 sample just to make sure my color ratios are right, because I have found out on like a garage floor marble, and I had to mix up more clear. It was a waste of material, but it works out. But just practice makes perfect was the moral of that story. So I'm going to use my, oh my gosh, my tablet. I'm going to use my gloved hand just to spread this material over the board. And this copper alone, I've done this in bars, bar tops, concrete bar tops, where adult beverages are served, stuff like that. I've done it in vanities where we've also sprayed like hunter green as a way to patina the project, but I'm trying to stay away from spray paints. Spray paints, if back in the old days, Mike would tint the epoxy with it. And if that epoxy, depending on how much we tinted, it would kind of get trapped in the resin. So we didn't want to do that. And it would age the product early. So don't be tinting resin with spray paints anymore. So the speed cure's thicker, and you can see it kind of sticks when I manipulate the metallics, the fine powders. They stick in that material kind of. That's pretty cool. What you guys think of that? Can you see it? Ooh la la. Man, Amazon's hauling down that road. I have a garage, I have like a glass door right there in my shop here, and Amazon was like going 30 miles an hour down a gravel driveway. I would not do that in Texas. They don't mess around. That's kind of cool. So, boom. I got to grab a picture of this somehow. Let me wipe my hands. Paper towels and isopropyl alcohol are your epoxy artist's best friend. Any more questions while I'm watching? Ooh, are those wall panels to your left? No, these are all countertop samples I've done all back here. I've got some wall panels this way, but I'll show you those in a second. I'm all sticky. I'm going to torch, get some air out of this. So if you can see, there's kind of micro bubbles. You probably can't see with the cell phone, but to remove air incorporated into the epoxy, manipulate with your hands or with a torch while mixing, I use a propane torch and just sweep the product, keep it going about an inch or so from the surface. The epoxy will not catch on fire. It's not flammable. There's no solvents in it. The product doesn't stink. You can really use it. Man, that's cool. Now let me do this. Because he wants it like modern. This is a silicone tip trowel. I'm just going to skip it around. I don't know if that does anything to help. Nope. I don't like that. One bit. Negative. I bet, though, don't judge epoxy too soon. That's one thing I've learned throughout the years playing with it. And I'm going to drizzle in a little bit of this coffee just to give this copper a contrast. And it's going to be just a little bit here and there. Bam. Let's see what that does. You guys see that? Probably not. Let's come in. It's not enough. Copper's so powerful. Coffee didn't do much. Hold on, I'm going to drizzle more. This time I'm going to do much more. Bam, bam, bam. I don't care about how it looks here because I'm going to manipulate that with my hand and I'm going to skip it around. So I'm not going to do the same repeated little pattern, right? Don't do this. Follow the line. I'm going to grab some of this dark and skip it in all over the piece. See, there's a nice mass here. I'll grab it and come over here with it. Bam. Now you see, if you, hopefully you can, yeah, you can see it in there. It's darker here. I just moved some of that right on over. So, but the more you sit and meld, the more those colors will become one. But this just added a nice little subtle accent to me. A little darker. I was repeating my pattern there too much, so mix it up. And I'm just skipping around, right? Not a big deal. Easy. Gloved hands are your best tool. This is a silicone trowel that I use for flooring, but you could do some cool stuff with it on your counters as well. That looks kind of cool. These are going to be my samples. So I'm going to get my best look, and then tomorrow I'm going to take a picture of it. I'll take a picture when we're all done. And then if the guy likes it, boom. If he doesn't, says, oh, I don't like all the colors, I'll come back and stop just at the copper or less of the accent. That's the cool part about epoxy too, guys, is it's so customizable to how you want it. I'm going to actually go more dark. Let's do that right there. Give us kind of a... Now this looks like almost like an aged piece of copper with that coffee additive in there. Coffee. Pour me a cup. My coffee machine died the other day, just a couple days ago. It was a really bad day. The Keurig, luckily it's got a warranty, but it made this awful noise, scared my kids at breakfast, and then my coffee didn't come out. It was really terrible. All right, what's going on here? Agreed, copper is green. No, it's not green. Look. I can add some green. You guys want to see a patina on there now? I haven't done this forest green, so that's why this is a sample. So this is forest green, another mica powder from Stone Coat. And I'm going to start light. So I teach students this. You can't pull it out unless you scrape it off the board. So, especially with black into white, if you're trying to make a Carrera marble, I'm going to drizzle like this much at first. I fill up my stick, pick it up, and I let most of it come off, and then I'm just gonna drizzle, I don't even know if you guys can see that from far, that much black, if this was black and white, because it goes so far. So I don't know how this is gonna look, so I start very light. I want to add just a kind of a patina to it, and that was not enough, completely disappeared. So let's add double that. Bam, that might have been two and a half times. But it's still going to be pretty. I'm going to meld it in, and then I'm going to get my isopropyl alcohol, 91%, mist it, and this will give it a hammered copper look. I can see the green in there. Ooh, this is going to be good. Hold tight, I'll give you guys a good view. But this being speed cure, it's already probably 15% thicker than when I poured it out. So as epoxy thickens and you want to get a cell look or lacing from isopropyl, heat will make the product more liquid again. But I'm not gonna just sit there and go. As you can see, I'm passing it, sweeping it. The heat goes and warms the epoxy and gets it a little more fluid. But let's add some iso onto that and see what that does after adding the green. It might be really pretty. So you also want kind of a finer mist, not a big blob. So you could do big blobs, but let's see what that looks like. I don't know, maybe I need some bigger blobbies in there. What you guys think of that? Can you all see it? I got it facing forward, so I can't really see what y'all see when I pull it down like that, but do I put more green in, more coffee? What y'all think? Boop. Aged copper goes dull and slightly brown. Copper is salty. Man, this guy knows their copper. I like that. The green's kind of needs to be really blended. Where it pops out, I don't like. So let me add some more darker. Kind of where that green's popping. Hand milled. You can chop this top as well for a look. I can do that real quick. It's getting thick though. I'm going to start running out of time. This is going to be fun. I did speed cure too, so it can speed up. You guys can really see the product cure. When I do it live with normal products, our countertop epoxy or art coat doesn't get this thick for, sheesh, hour and a half, I'd imagine. So, and it's, you could still manipulate it with some techniques. You don't really want to torch it at that rate, but there are some things you can do. Maybe I don't have any brushes in here. Dang it. I'll have to go get some. Bingo wings. Chop brush. Pick these up on the website too. And if you're joining us new, Black Friday's next week. We're running out of time to join the VIP list. What is the VIP list? The VIP list is where you're going to get the best deals on, ooh, this is getting thick. I'm just going to chop half of this and see how it looks. Nope, doing the whole thing. So the VIP list is where you're going to get the best deals on all of our products. We're having a huge sale next week. VIPs get first access, maximum discount, and you're going to regret it if you're not on that list. So jumping over to the website, stonecoatcountertops.com, we sell everything epoxy. That is pretty. Good old shot brush. We sell everything epoxy, flooring, woodworking, countertops, showers. If it can be epoxied, we got you. Look at that, guys. Dang. I like that look. What y'all think? So jump over to the website. The pop-up comes up. Give them your email, your text. We're not going to spam you. We're just going to spam you with the best deal of the year at Stone Coat Countertops. You can replace your countertops for 30% less than you normally would be able to. I like that. Now I'm going to add more green in shop and see what that does. Because we still have time here. I'm going to go full send on green, more dark bronze, and out of copper. I thought I had more. Let's just get it in. We're getting thick. Can you guys tell the difference if you've been watching from the beginning, which is 26 minutes ago, how thick the product's gotten since I initially mixed it? I sure can. But I use that to my advantage as an epoxy artist. It's harder to work with really, really fluid resin. You'll get a look and then it's gone because that stuff's moving way too long. So keep that in mind too. This is looking cool now. I don't know if he's gonna like all that, but I do. Looks like a crazy metal now. What you guys think? Maybe I should hit it with ISO now. So on heavy metallic tops, you want to go fast too, because the slower you go, you'll really warm up the resin, and then the warm resin, the micas will sink. They're real metals and minerals, so they will sink if you know you get a real stripe of warm resin. So keep that in mind. Let's hit it with ISO, see what that does a little bit. You guys having fun? How many of y'all here? Crush the like button. There you go. Yeah, two sisters. What up? Welcome. Perfect copper look. Looking good. Appreciate y'all. It does look good. Oh, that is good too. So I gave it a finer mist. That's hot. I love it. I'm leaving that be, I think. What y'all? Nah, there's a stripe of green there I don't like. I'm going to chop that out and then retorch right here. Because when the green's blended well, it's really nice. It does a good look. It is a cool accent to the copper. So again, these are copper, coffee, and forest green. You can see I used all my copper. I have this much accent. I probably used 1% of the accent I mixed up here. And I use a lot more of my coffee. Let's move us in a little bit closer. What's hard is I can't touch anything because now I'm all sticky. And then my hands are sitting in the gloves way too long. And then I can't take them off and put new gloves on. Crush, like, who's used the products before? Let me know in the comments below how long you've been watching Stone Coat and if you used the products. And don't forget about the VIP list. We are giving away a prize package to a VIP member. If you're already on our email list, join the VIP one this year. It's a different list. We're picking a winner on there to win a grand prize of epoxy. You're gonna want to be that person. So even if you're on a list, we're not going to shoot you emails twice. We'll send it to that list and then it excludes you from any other. So that's a pro tip. Join it. I'm leaving that be. I'm loving this thing. Maybe some bigger alcohol. So as this cures longer and longer, the alcohol will do less and less. I'm gonna put a puddle in my hand and give me some bigger droplets on there. Yes. And then a mixture of bigger and littles. And I'm pressing this thing. Look at this. I'm not full sending. I'm trying to give me big droplets. It's hard to show on there. But now, whoo, oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? Those bigger droplets are awesome. It's like 3D now. Ooh. Oh, man. I'm happy. Sorry for the sound effects. Probably not professional. That was a little too green. So all I did, guys, is grab some copper down here, blob it up there. But now it doesn't match. So I hit it with a little alcohol. Because alcohol is like pulling up some dark. Gosh, this is pretty. Oh, I really like it. That's awesome. And a lot of this too, guys, is timing on the alcohol. It's timing on that chop brush. Because let's look how thick we are here. It's not warm yet. Ooh, it is warm. Just kidding. That's going to be, so when epoxy gets warm, it's getting ready to set off. This is not warm, but it's about this deep. Oops, that deep. My green's starting to get warm, but it's almost a full cup of this. So that's what I was saying earlier. I'm going to go ahead and get this outside. I'm done with this piece. I really love it. Stay tuned for the commercial break, but I'm going to walk this outside because what happens when epoxy, you leave it in a bucket too long, it starts to flash cure from the exothermic reaction. The exothermic reaction is when too much heat is generated, and epoxy cures on a heat. So it reaches a certain temperature and starts to set up and gel. So when you leave it in there, that heat just compounds, and then bam, sets off. And if you ever have a bucket of epoxy that starts to smoke, that's when Stone Coat now has become no longer VOC free. You don't want to breathe that smoke. So if you ever pick up a cup and it's warm to the touch, I'm going to pick it up by the lip because it's no longer warm up there. Walk it outside, set it down. You'll come back 20, 30 minutes later and it'll be rock hard, where your product here is still fluid and moving. Pretty crazy. So I'm going to go get rid of this. I'll be right back. Enjoy the copper piece while I set this epoxy outside. Good thing I have a paper there. All right, back in business. Can you guys still hear me? I hope my mic did not disconnect. Let me know in the comments below. How's it going? You guys, can you guys still hear me? Boom, 7 years and over 700 projects. You are an OG lifer. That's amazing. Thank you. That is awesome. Trying the wood line this week and I can't wait. Oh, cool. You're about to see some. I'm going to do a flood coat on my purple board. So this pretty much has no bubbles that I could see. And if I look down, I'm looking for micro bubbles. It looks pretty good, but I'm still going to give it one more pass with the torch. And then this product is a Dunskies. Yep, little bit of bubbles. So Speed Cure is stubborn. I've used Speed Cure on woodworking and I just torch it 7 to 10 times, but I give it 3 to 4 minutes in between torchings because how the thicker product takes the bubbles a little longer to come up to the surface. So I'll pass that Speed Cure, go do something else, come back, pass it again, and then sure as heck, that'll be glass smooth, just like Art Coat. But if you just pass it the 3 times and walk away, you come back and maybe a little not glass smooth. That's because it's thicker and you haven't got rid of all those air bubbles. So now I'm gonna switch this piece and we're gonna go silver mode. I didn't think about having sticky hands and touching everything, so all I'm going to do is move this to there. That's good thinking, Mitch. That looks pretty cool. I'm happy with that. Hopefully, the guy I'm making it for is also, but you never know. And at the end of the day, guys, let's say my client isn't happy with this, right? The customer. I got a pretty cool Lazy Susan. I got a sample that I could show another customer. That was not wasted material. It's 20 ounces of Speed Cure. I have a ton left. And I could have taken multiple photos throughout this project, right? That first copper smear, bam, take a photo. That's piece number 1. And then I alcohol that, give it to cells, just copper, take a photo. Piece number 2, same amount of material. I now have 2 projects for my portfolio. And then what did I do? I added the dark, I added the coffee and smeared it around. Photo 3, missed it. Photo 4, add the green. Photo 5, like you could have a whole copper line with 20 ounces of epoxy if you just follow this live video. I love it. I'm a cheese person, but I do have fun. Wait till you guys see some of these Black Friday ads I've been making. Man, I hope I keep my job. Crush the like button if you've been enjoying this live show. I have been. It's Friday. I'm here all by myself. My good buddy and brother from another mother and colleague, Luke, has been home with his beautiful new family. They just had a baby, so I've been leaving them alone. So awesome. I remember having new babies. It's the best. My kids, my youngest is now almost 7. And my oldest is almost 17. So no more babies for a minute. Same product, Speed Cure. I'm going to mix it up and tint some silver mica, and I'm going to tint some with a Color Passion paste. Speed Cure in a bucket like this. I'm just going to mix it again with a stick. If I mix it with a drill, the smaller buckets of epoxy in the colder months especially, they could turn white as you mix with a drill. All that is a bunch of air getting incorporated into the material while mixing. So little quart cups like this, just mix by hand. Instead of mixing for 2 minutes and scraping and then mixing for another, mix for 4 minutes. But you can see when this stuff is mixed, the product will get cloudy and then it gets clear again. That's a chemical reaction happening, and now you are on the clock with the product. It's begun its process of curing, and the only thing you could do to slow it down is get the room very cold. You could speed it up a little bit by getting the room very hot, but ideally you want your room around 70 degrees, 68 to 75. That's really great. I like my rooms colder because I am hot-blooded and I sweat. I don't like that. Have fun working outside in Texas in the summer. Moved to Texas. I traded the Oregon rain for the Texas plains for a handful of dimes. I love it. So, Speed Cure, great product. Many uses. We use it to reinforce pink foam from the big orange box store with our fiber mesh. So we have a shower kit, guys, and it will give you everything you need to reinforce foam from the orange box store with Speed Cure fiber mesh. You could tint it black or white, sand it back smooth, and 4 hours later, you could put a epoxy finish on it. Okay, I'm mixed, so I got to be fast. Just like this. Boom. We got pink foam, fiber mesh, 4 ounces of Speed Cure, sanded. That's like a 5-ounce dirty pour. Let that cure. Come back with a clear coat. You got an awesome shower panel that weighs nothing. Nothing. Have you ever installed a granite shower? I bet not. I have. I've broke a granite shower. It was a horrible day. It cost me thousands. So, thank you, Mike, for coming up with that. I one time had to get a giant 5-foot panel in my sister's shower, and thankfully I was doing the floor, because when I went to get it in, because it was all the way to the ceiling, prior planning prevents poor performance, folks. I should have tested that. I barely could get it in, but the toilet was out because I'm doing her floor too, and the corner of the shower panel went in the toilet hole, and then I could make the turn. She doesn't know that, but the corner of that shower was in the toilet hole. But I made it in, and that stuff was flexing. Gosh, it was so easy. If it was granite, I was doomed. I'd have been doomed. No way you're getting it in. It doesn't flex very much before it shatters. And then that's a bad day for everybody involved. Nobody wants that. I've installed granite and cracked the sink, Mike and I, in front of a customer, and the customer just started crying. What do you do? It's horrible. Bad day. And then we had to buy it. Gosh. Extra bad day. All right. Where's my little cups? I lost them. I was so organized, Mitch. Come on, buddy. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of the silver, mostly molten. So a little bit there with my silver. Oh, shoot. Any new paste, which this one is, you want to mix it well because they can separate on shipping. The Color Passion pastes that are kind of new to our system, we brought them in from Australia. Color Passion are awesome folks. Salt of the earth, wonderful women that make this stuff. It's amazing. If you don't know what pastes are, it's a hybrid of micas and dye. And there's a proprietary special sauce in there that does some amazing effects on the board. You're going to see this silver hit the board on, we're going to call it a night. I mean, golly, that's all you probably need for this. I haven't done it, but it's going to be pretty. I already know. So just mix thoroughly. The paste like to stick to the tip of the stick, so I will scrape it like that. I'm going to scrape it off the side and go to town one more time. So we mix in our big bucket. Now we added color. We're mixing again. Every time, take time to scrape the sides, especially with Speed Cure. It's a thicker product. You'll thank me later. All right, can you guys see that board all the way? Yep. I had a vintage shower tub I wanted to resurface. No, it's not the right stuff to go over an existing tub. That stuff is usually very smelly and hard to work with, and it's usually a professional product. So Stone Coat is not for bathtubs. Look at that. That's going to be sweet already. I already know it. So you can also spread with a stick, a trowel, but I'm just going to let that do its thing while I add my dark silver over here. Gosh, that's pretty, isn't it? And whenever you're doing, well, in my experience, whenever I do a heavy metallic pour, I'm usually over black board because the black can pop it more. I don't know. Just when it's thinner, I can't explain it. And the white can show through on your edges. So like this looks really good on our edges. I like going with black when I'm doing a heavy mica pour. And that goes for my floors too. If I'm doing a floor like this, heavy metallic floor, I'm often putting a black moisture seal down, which is my first coat. Let that cure, come back, pour my marble, let that cure, then we come back with a top coat. And then you can have a marble floor that you make yourself for much less than pros charged for that. So let's see that. That will accent a little bit. It's not as dark as I thought. Let's spread this. Gloved hand again. Very expensive tool, guys. You don't have to buy a bunch of expensive things. Most DIYers have everything you need to either go over your existing countertop or build new countertops and coat them with epoxy. So we teach you, we have videos on the channel. If you just search how to build countertops out of MDF, bam, we'll teach you. How to coat over old laminate, we'll teach you. How to coat over granite tiles or granite counters, we'll teach you. Hurts my heart, but people hate the color sometimes. And it is very expensive to have a pro demo granite. It's crazy. It's like stupid crazy. So call me, I'll do it. Just kidding. I can't do that. I'm only in South Texas. Where are you guys from who's watching? You guys having fun? I'm rambling away. I'm sorry. You guys are probably like, I'd buy your product if you just shut up. If you're thinking about any home renovations this season, man, that's pretty. That's really bright, though. He might like that. Not like that. Let's see what it looks like with ISO. If you're doing any holiday renovations this season, Black Friday is next week. Join our VIP list. You're going to save up to You are going to save 30%. That's amazing. It makes me want to do a dance. A song and a dance. But I'm not going to do it. They don't pay me enough for that. Okay, that's pretty. Bam. Photo time. Done. That might be all. Like, imagine if that's that's what they wanted. That'd be the easiest finish ever. Let's see what it looks like with a little ISO. That looks cool too. hammered aluminum. You guys see that? Nope. Whoa! Sorry. Lost the tripod. Sorry for the seasickness. My bad. What y'all think of that? Hammered aluminum. Kind of cool. And I'm gonna come up. I'm going to go more down so you guys can see. Is that better? Boom, that is better. Okay, that's cool. I like that. Now I'm going to bring in my darker silver. See if that makes any difference. There's some darker silver. That will meld away. Pick some up and touch it where you don't have it. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Just that little amount. They're pretty close, so I might need to meld less. But you never can tell right away, because when you manipulate it with your hand, it opens up all those micas. And as it settles down, it starts just, the dry powder and the paste will fight. And you'll get some cool stuff going on. The one downside of using your gloved hands is you always need to wipe it. So I'm often having a wet hand and a dry hand. And I'll do most of my manipulating with that hand, so I can grab something without having to take time to dry, especially with speed cure, because you got to be fast. I'm going to add more dark because I'm not even barely seeing it show up. And then we're going to barely meld it. Ooh, look at that. That was cool. See the speed cure, how you can lay it down? Cool feature of it. Because to get normal art coat that thick to do a cool vein like that, then chill, it's, you got to wait half hour, 45 minutes. Now I'm going to skip across, less melding, just skipperooski. Haven't really changed up my technique other than less, right? I just barely skipped, because you don't want to just leave a blob. Unless it's an intentional vein, it'll look like a human made it. And I'm always, as somebody who came from the granite industry, I was in the granite industry for well over a decade. Hundreds of thousands of square feet I've installed. I want it to look somewhat natural whenever I'm trying to make a marble or any sort of countertop. So even when it's just pure metal like this, where's my alcohol at? It's Friday, so it should be down my belly, but we're still working. We're here live. We're ready. We're getting ready for Black Friday. And the VIP list is still accepting new patients. Bigger droplets. Now I'm going to come back from downtown with some finer ones. There goes the torch. So you could use a torch, you could use a heat gun, you could even use a blow dryer if you wanted to get rid of the air bubbles, but the torch is really the best. That's kind of cool. Do you guys like the cells or the hand meld more? Let me know in the comments, because maybe I'll leave one. His name is Mitch. Hello. Hello, I am Mitch. Are you telling me you're the guy named Mitch too? Heck yeah, we got another Mitch in the house. We got 99 problems, but a Mitch ain't one. Oh my gosh, that was so good. Mitch, you're fired. Get out of here. Guys, what do you... Sorry. Having too much fun by myself. My boss was worried. I was like, I'm alone. I could get crazy. We could get in the weeds, sideways. As long as I mention that VIP list, and you better join it because you're going to save money. But not only that, guys, we're not just saving money. We're giving away a grand prize of epoxy extravaganza. You want this prize. You want to be the winner. I might even come out and help you with the project. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not promising anybody anything, because the last time I did that, they were disappointed. Okay, I have barely any pool. I'm just kidding. All right, what was it? Yeah, not many of us for sure. I'm not a sucker for cells. They don't. I'm a sucker for cells. Me too. You do want to be the winner too, sisters. You've been I might have some pull. Please can't please everybody. No. So what was the call? Man, that's kind of cool on camera. Let me turn it a little bit for y'all. Maybe needs a blend again because it's almost too patterned. You see that pattern? Let's just go one more time, and I'm going to change the direction a few times. But now we might just be all silver. Let's see. I should have left some untouched. Shoot! That's a good idea, Mitch. That 99 Problems by the Mitch Ain't One is a good line. I think I need to make an AI song to that. Have you guys heard any of the AI songs? They are amazing. It's crazy. Like, at first I was like, no, I don't want to deal with that. That's crazy. But I think it's its own genre. It's really cool. Como? I don't know what the hell. I don't. No habla español, amigo. Okay, leave it. Walk away. You're right. That's pretty fire. You're right. I'm listening. All I'm going to do is grab the heat source and remove the last of the air bubbles that I've incorporated. That's pretty fire. I agree with that. And you know, I think part of the trick here, guys, is the speed cure. It's thicker now. Like, gosh, that's awesome. You're right. No cells on this. So that'll be a cool comparison for them, right? Like, I have this video to show the guy, but this one still has some cell action. It's got the big and small cells. This has none. It looks quite awesome. It looks like the bad guy from Terminator 2 never warmed up again. He's just froze there, dead. All right, that was such a good bad guy. Call out to whoever that actor is. All right. So let's go. What else? I got more to do. Let's go do the woodworking. I'm gonna get rid of this silver. So enjoy staring at the moon there for a second. See you guys at the dark side of the moon. That's actually the bright side of the moon. It looks fabulous. Man, I love it. It's even chilling out more and more. I'm happy. I'm a happy epoxy artist. Hip, hip, hooray. All right, let's come over here. I'm gonna move this cord. Hold on. Sorry for the, I'm solo. I'm a solo man today, so you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's pretty cool. I think we're winning, folks. Now let's get over to here. Who's been watching our last lives recently? Anybody? Come on. Is there anybody out there? Now that I said dark side of the moon, I've got like Pink Floyd on the brain. Who likes Pink Floyd? I do. It gives my age, but I'm not that old. I'm not a booms. All right. What a pro tip, guys. Whoops, show your face, buddy. I'm terrible at it, but clean up in between projects. This epoxy gets everywhere, and then it sticks all your stuff together. You'll have metallic lids stuck in the mess. Ask me how I know, but just try to be clean, a little bit clean. This is my project set for, these are all my colors for the white piece, so I'm gonna leave those right where they are. We're now going woodshop epoxy mode, guys. We have a brand new line of woodshop epoxy. I'm also going to take off my gloves, get freshies, because I don't want to get any color on this project. I've got the coppers and silvers, so that's another pro tip. Get fresh gloves if you're now going to clear mode. This is all going to be clear epoxy. I know I have a valley here. I'm keeping it clear. I'm going to build this up. So I'm just going to flood coat this. And then I'll sand and fill this, sand it back smooth, one final flood coat, and it'll be finished. The flood coat's about 4 ounces per square foot. And this is a little charcuterie board. I don't know, I can't remember the species of wood, but in the previous live shows, I have showed every step along the way. So we have a slab leveling jig that holds your own router. and it will level any twisted, messed up wood right there in your own shop without having to leave. It's pretty cool. That deserves a like. Then we take our leveled slab and we put penetrate epoxy. This will seal up the bottom and the edges. That way, when you pour your casting products, your rivers, there's not a bunch of air bubbles coming into that product. So you could keep that crystal clear, which is huge. That's awesome. Some people want that look really bad. So you're going to penetrate that, and you can also cut that material up to 50% with acetone. So we revamped our woodworking line just like we did our flooring line. We took professional products, brought them together, thoroughly tested to make sure there's no, failures. They all work with each other. We've eliminated days out of the system by adding that penetrate epoxy. We added a ultra deep cast. If you're a woodworker, you've used our products before, we have a classic deep product. This is what you make your rivers out. This is what I used here in this case. That is classic deep. So this is rebranded Supercast. Bing! That's inside info, but I'm allowed to share it. This is our Supercast. It can go up to 2 inches in a single pour. If you want to go deeper than that in a single pour, we've got the ultra deep. It's awesome, guys. We're trying to solve everything for you. And they all work together. They're all 0 or extremely low VOC. The penetrate has very little VOC, so grab a little mask, but you don't really need to because you barely smell it. But I have to tell you to do it. But that's because it penetrates in and seals up this wood, keeps the air from coming in. So after your river dries, and we poured this on a live a couple lives ago, it was not very deep, dries in a couple days. We let it cure about 5 to 7 days in the form, pop it out, re-level the top, sand it. I penetrated the top because we didn't do that before. We just were after the bottom and sides because we were interested about keeping the air out of here. So now we want to keep the air out of our flood coat. So I penetrated the surface, and you could actually come back about 3 hours later after that while that penetrate epoxy is still sticky, and flood coat. Then they'll bond extremely well, and no need to sand. But if you let it dry over 7 hours, you're going to need to do a light sand, and that's what I've done here. I just sanded with 220. And now I'm going to mix up 4 ounces per square foot of our flood coat for wood shop epoxy, man. This stuff is awesome. Let me measure this. I hope I have a tape measure. Do I have a tape measure? I don't. Oh my gosh. I'm asking, do I have a tape measure? Yes. I'm prepared. So funny. All right, I forget the measurements here. 31 by 19. Let's say 20. All right. I'm going to mix up a quart. Oh my gosh. Because I can't. Somebody do the math for me. I don't have my calculators there. Go. 20 by 31. And then divide that by 144. That gives us the square feet. You guys get that? Somebody do that for me. 20 inches by 31 inches will give us our square inches. Then we want to divide that by 144. That gives us our square feet. 4.3. God bless. Now times 4 times 4 times 4. 16. I was going to mix up double the material. But I have an inside connection, guys, to the material. More is best. And I also want to use a new cup if possible whenever doing a clear coat, but that might not be an option. I'm running low on cups. As you can tell, as you see, I go through the cups. Crap, I don't have it. I do. Here. Yes. All right, 16 ounces. And again, I'll just mix this by hand because it's such a small batch. And with it, just like our art coat, we're also going to go B side first. 16 ounces, a 1-to-1 ratio. That'll be 8 ounces of B and 8 ounces of A. And that'll give me a 4 ounce per square foot coat. You can go as little as 3 ounces per square foot, but I want to fill up this little valley a little bit more for me. And if you're going to mix by hand, again, just extend your mixing a little bit. This product is 100% VOC free, and you got a good 45 to 65 minutes to work with it, meaning once mixed, you got pretty much an hour to get it out over your project. That's a long time. You don't want to leave it in the cup that long. So I'm going to mix and then get it out. And then you got a good 45 minutes to work with it. It's pretty cool. And to spread it evenly, you have a few ways. You could use your gloved hands and kind of spread around like you're a human Zamboni, or you can grab a 1/8 inch by 1/8 inch square notch trowel. That also spreads the material really easily. And then but keep in mind, if you use a trowel, like I'll do that on my big projects because it's so fast, but you'll leave iridescent trowel lines behind as you move the material around with the trowel. So you'll have to chop the top either with your hands or one of our brushes. We have a chop brush we sell, which is a pretty high quality brush, but you always want to try to de-shed that, remove any loose bristles, or if you see them, pull them the heck out because they will dry in the epoxy. So chop the top. That will mix your material another time. So we'll mix in the bucket. We'll mix again as we're spreading with the trowel. Then we'll chop that top. That's a 3-mix method, ensuring beautiful, glass-like, rock-hard cure that you've come to love here at Stone Coat Epoxy. And if you love Stone Coat Epoxy, crush the like button and go join the VIP list on our website. It's really easy to join. You could be the winner who wins a grand prize epoxy extravaganza. I can't even indulge what it includes because it's too amazing. And you guys will break the website jumping and signing up. So just go to the website, stonecoatcountertops.com, and you'll see a pop-up. Give away your email, give away your text. We won't give it away. We'll own it. We'll cherish it. We'll treat it like our own, and we'll only share awesome sales. Guys, can you tell I have fun at my job? Or are you quite annoyed with my epoxy demonstrations? Let me know in the comments below. All right, let's go. We got some comments. This guy's channel helped me through depression. Oh, man. Bro. Raven, this guy's channel helped me through depression in my first marriage. And the project gave me hope. You're going to make me get a thug tear, dude. I appreciate that. Going through it right now myself. Not in my marriage. I'm happy. I love my wife. Thank you. I needed to read that. Now I'm going to have to look down for a second. It got dusty in here. That's a pro tip. You want to clean up all your dust before mixing epoxy, because dust nibs and nubs would come in here. So if this was my final coat on my river table, perfect segue and distraction. This was my final coat on a river table, and I keep river tables glossy sometimes when they don't want like the ultimate top coat. I will vacuum my floor really well. I'll put fresh plastic down. I vacuum the floor because as I'm walking around that project, I could kick up all sorts of junk. If you have ram board down, new ram board has fibers and they can kick up. So I even put plastic down over ram board so I'm not kicking those fibers up. Or if it's been down a while, the ram board will get a nice patina of resin, then it doesn't kick that up anymore. Oh, I'm mixed. So I will vacuum and then go out and blow myself off with compressed air, my beard, my clothes. I'll even put on a fresh shirt. I'll come mix the material, spread it, get rid of all the air. I know it's good. I kill the lights. I kill the lights because the bugs will fly into the reflection if there's any flies in here. You don't want that. And then I trust the process. I don't come back and check on it. Maybe that first hour I will, but after that I'm gone. Because every time I walk in, open the door, walk by, I'm going to kick up lint, dust, and that could get in your project. So trust the process, mix thoroughly here, spread it, get rid of the air, and then get the heck out of there. So now that my material's been mixed, ooh la la. My son loves purple, so that's why he's getting a purple charcuterie board. And this is like, if I didn't have to fill this, I could have flooded this right now, and that would have been all I needed to do. But I'm going to do a couple flood coats, build it up. It's also my kid's, so he's a little bit rambunctious. So I am going to do a couple coats of epoxy. Why? It's going to make that board even a little more durable, and it's going to give me something I can sand and polish down the road if I have to, if he dings it with rocks and stuff, because he is a gem collector, and it's going to put all his little rocks and stuff on there. So I'm just going to spread this with my gloved hands. Look at how pretty this purple is. We did this a few lives ago. Man, oh, that's sweet. That's the first time I've seen it with resin on it. Oh, because the penetrate, it is a resin, but this stuff is like a magnifying glass when it hits it. Look at how beautiful that wood is. We got purple in there. This was a bright purple mica. It's a legacy color that I don't even think you can buy anymore. And purple mountain. So sorry you can't buy it anymore. I didn't know that. They said the legacy colors were still there, but then they said, sorry, that one isn't. Whoops. So I have some legacies. Come out and hang out. Maybe I'll give you one. That is pretty. So little projects like this, I would not use a trowel. No real need. Just use your gloved hands. And you really be able to feel the high points of the material as I just skim around. You feel a hump, just move it to an area that has less. Another trouble area is going to be this low spot because it's thicker. I know that's not too thick that it's going to, flash cure. But what I'm going to struggle with in this deeper section is getting the air out. So you saw me put my finger in there. I'm going to torch this. I'm going to begin removing the air now. But every so often I'll scoop the resin out of that so it comes up on the surface, and I could torch it, and then bubble-free resin will work its way back into that crevasse. Such an idiot. Guys, are you learning stuff? You having fun? It's a Friday epoxy extravaganza here at Stone Coat Epoxy. I'm just trying to get you guys to sign up to the VIP list. For everybody who signs up to the VIP list, I get nothing. I'm just trying to save you money. That would be cool if I got a bonus. I would have hammered it. All right, torch time. First, here's another cool pro tip. When you want to get all this resin off your gloves, I'm not going to scrape it on here, but come off to the side with a paint stick. Voila. Way less on your paper towels now. Man, I'm giving away all the info. That's what we do here at Stone Coat Epoxy, guys. We do the testing. We do all the hard work. We just give away all the info, hoping you like us enough and trust us enough when it comes to your epoxy projects, you give us a try. Because we do have some of the best products in the industry. We continually test our art coats, our flood coat epoxy in this case, for UV resistance. Epoxy will yellow over time. Some epoxies will yellow very fast. Some take years and years and years. Ours takes years and years, the longest in the industry. We test that currently with professional equipment, not a heat lamp sitting on top of the resin and saying, man, these guys are bad. We're good. It's not what we do. We got the real deal Holyfield. This piece of equipment costs more than my vehicle. I was sad. I couldn't afford it. All right, where's my torch? I'm walking in circles. So give us a try, guys. We teach you how to do it, and we have amazing products that make you look like a pro even on your first try. Whoop, there goes my blue dye. So just like the speed cure, pass the torch across the project, an inch or two, and then we're going to let it cool. You don't want to keep hammering this with the torch. Every time you hit it with a torch, it warms up that resin. And if you keep hitting it, it'll get warmer, 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 more and more fluid. It'll start running off your board. You could scorch it. So I'm going to pass it and give it a few seconds to cool, a minute or two. Here is a little bubbly puddle. So like I said, I'll kind of flip it up out of there. And I know it's going to come back. I know I'm doing another coat. This looks great. This is going to be so pretty. Maybe I should save it for Christmas. That is right around the corner. Kids don't want gifts, crafts for Christmas. Can't do that. That's like grandma giving you socks. Dad, come on, Dad. Boomer Dad. Okay. So that's pretty much as simple as that. A few things I'll check on. I'll come hit my edges, make sure they're nice and coated. Sometimes if you don't pay attention to that, you leave a dry spot, it'll stay there till the next coat, and that's a pain in the butt. So just take your gloved fingers, rub your edges, rub the roll, and then I roll the bottom a little bit, and I'll put a little resin on the bottom of that wood. When it's all done, I'll take it and sand the drips, so I'm not worried about the drips that are forming. But I will rub that epoxy in there a little bit, so it gives me a little bit more to sand, and then I'll leave a little layer on the bottom of the wood. So when I sand this, it's fully encapsulated. It will not come off of there, ever. These are great over here. This is great. You could still see I'll need more in here, so that's where tomorrow I'll come in, fill just that, let it dry, sand it smooth, one final flood coat, and it'll be done. That's a stubborn air bubble coming out. It's coming out of that crack a little bit. So the penetrate epoxy gets in there and seals it up, but it doesn't fill up the nooks and crannies. So we're actually coming out with a fast sand epoxy. The faster you can sand the material, the shorter you have to work with it. So you can't go one direction too far. I'm going to sweep this one more time. I'm going to move these, and then we're doing a marble. You guys want to do a marble? Because this is it's beautiful, but it's already done. We're done. There's nothing more I can do here. Epoxy woodworking is not work to me, man. I love epoxy woodworking. I'm going to go set these on top of here. That's a good idea. All right, you guys can hang out for a couple seconds. I'm going to prep for my marble piece, as long as enough people crush the like button, or else I'm just leaving. But before I leave, crush, you better join the VIP list. Who's joined it? Have I convinced anybody to join it? Please let me know in the comments. Help me keep my job. I could get the axe one day over here, you know. If you guys don't join that VIP list, I don't want the axe. It'll be a bad day. I got epoxy flowing through my veins. I've done a lot of epoxy. Has anybody done epoxy for a living who's watching? Or has anybody epoxied their own kitchen? Let's see what we got here. Yes, we got people joining. Do you remember what wood I used? I don't. I think this is box elder, but I could be way wrong. I have no idea. I had a bunch of scraps laying around, and I just grabbed this because I needed something thin for my classic deep epoxy. So that's why. Looks awesome. Got to start mine now. Yeah, you do. You got this. I'm going to move the camera so you all can... Yeah, that might make a cool angle for the countertop I'm going to do. I'm going to move this. And I didn't set up the bucket yet, silly Billy. This is fun by myself. It's a little bit more hard. I will say that. But I've had a good time. This has been a good day. We are, hold on. I'm gonna actually bring it back because the glare is gonna be horrific, I think. So this is a better view with the lights when it comes time to work. All right, right there. Got my other bucket. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It's already super thick. Not moving anywhere. Isn't that crazy? Gosh, it's pretty. I bet the dude likes it. Do you guys like it? I hope so. Or else I'm doing this for nothing. Guys, we also have the Pro program. If you're new, watching, listening, the Pro program here at Stone Coat is an amazing customer service program that gives you discounts and makes sure you have everything you need for your jobs. Mitch tested and approved. I love the Pro program. Rob with Ginger Woodworks runs it. He's a great dude. Really good worker, knows what he's doing. He has studied and used epoxy, goes on jobs with me. Great guy. He also has an awesome social media following, so go follow him at Ginger Woodworks. Real cool dude. But he runs our pro program, and he will help you with a white glove service and make sure you have the best price. Bam. So you can book a call with them on the website. You'll see a little button up at the top right. It'll say contractor question mark or pro, something like that. Click on it, opens it up. You can book a call down there in the middle of the screen, and you won't regret it. You'll learn a lot, and you'll get the best price. And if you want the best price next week, you better join the VIP list for 30% off. And keep your eyes on our social media, because I've made some pretty stupid ads that are coming your way. Has anybody seen the ad when I was Santa last year? That might be coming back. All right. We're going to do a blue hand milled. If you guys are cool with that. I'm just going to mix up a full batch. I'm going to use Art Coat on this. So we've used 3 different products today. Marketing Mayhem on a Friday. Epoxy Mayhem. We're switching it up to Art Coat. Art Coat is our most UV resistant epoxy that we use for finishing showers, countertops. That's about it. Tabletops, if you're gonna, go do your table in a marble. But if you're gonna do a white or light countertop, you want to stick with Art Coat. Countertop epoxy is also very UV resistant, but it's a hair less than our Art Coat, which it's a little more affordable, our countertop epoxy. But don't save the money on that. Go white, because it may show age just a hair earlier. This has the most UV inhibitors that we can cram into it without sacrificing durability. This is your W for white or light countertops at this point. Let's go. We're going to mix up, 4 ounces per square foot. And here we're going to go part B first. And unlike Speed Cure, which you saw in those first 2, I'm going to have 55 to 75 minutes to work with this once it's out of that bucket. That's amazing. We had 35, 40 minutes with this. Almost double with Art Coat. It's a thinner product. It'll spread very nice, blends very well, and also does not stink whatsoever, VOC free. So again, you could use it right over your old counters in a small bathroom inside your home. You're not going to stink out the whole neighborhood. There are some floor products that will stink out the whole neighborhood. I was teaching floor classes here with Rhonda, helping her do that for a little while. And I heard some horror stories from guys who have taken other floor classes where first off, they pay thousands and then they don't mix up any epoxy. They do a board this big on a countertop and it's a floor class. That's not a floor class. So anyways, that's besides the point. They pay all this money. They don't mix up material. Then the guy says, yeah, we can't show you the top coat because the neighbors are complaining way too much. And they said they're going to call the city on us if we ever mix that up again. I was like, well, what are your customers going to say? That's a bad day. Like, that's got to stink. And what's stinking in there is there's solvents. So we don't have that. This is a VOC-free, 100% solids product. It doesn't stink. It's awesome. And it's easy to work with. And it's formulated to go over existing countertops. We designed and developed this for the DIY for that exact purpose. Mike and I were in the granite industry, and there was a need for a product. Oh, my drill. I'm gonna drill mix this one. So I wish I had some music to play for you, but maybe I'll just go quietly and I can still talk. But we saw the need for a customer to go over an old surface without tearing it out. If that surface is in good condition, you're going to save a lot of money. And that customer who can't afford granite but wants the look of granite, because laminate, everybody's got, the same 10 colors of laminate. So we didn't want to lose that customer in our business, so we first did cement overlays and then put sealers on top of those cement overlays, and that's your weak point on that. The sealer on cement overlay is weak. Your heavy use areas, it'll wear off. How the heck can we get that better? So we figure out epoxy would do that pretty well, but we tried it and it worked. And we stopped getting callbacks on the sealers failing on our overlays. But it takes so long to do a cement overlay. We're like, well, how the heck, what if we just made the epoxy look like the cement overlay instead? Just to eliminate all those days of labor. And that's where we are now. We started figuring out what resin would do that for us, and there was none. So Mike worked with a chemist to have one made, which is our original countertop epoxy, which was designed for the countertop application. A lot of other epoxies aren't. It's kind of some are floor epoxies used on a countertop, and it's a 2-to-1, and it's thin, and it can run right off your edges. And if you don't tape that off, your edge is just pure white. So that's not the case with Stone Coat. It's a 1-to-1, nice and thick, user-friendly, easy to work with. So I mixed there for a couple minutes, but you want to scrape the sides. It's a very important step. There's unmixed epoxy around the perimeter of this bucket. So you want to get that off back into the center, and then mix again slowly for another minute or so. And that ensures all that epoxy has been thoroughly mixed and you're going to cure. That's the most important step of the whole project. Then from there, you're going to add colors, put it down, and various techniques to make whatever finish you're going after. And we have hundreds of videos on the channel teaching you different finishes, techniques, to give you the different looks you're after. And we have the videos that teach you how to prep. They're even on site. Like if you want to know how to prep your kitchen and you want to go over the old stuff, we have a video that shows you. And it's probably me in an actual customer's home doing it. So it's pretty cool. Let's see what else. Can you guys still hear me? I haven't seen no chats for a minute. Maybe I'm boring y'all to death. Usually 99 or 91%. So they're asking about isopropyl alcohol. I like 91 the most because that's the perfect water content to give you the cells you're after, but not too much to dimple the material. What I did there, guys, is just torch that puddle, the deeper section. Some more bubbles had floated up, so bam, I hit that. And now we're ready. I remixed that. So now we are good. I'm going to set this under my table. Make a mess down there. Now let's divide that up into our ratios and color it. So every epoxy project pretty much starts the same. You're mixing up the material, then you're dividing it up into your separate colors depending on ratio and full sending. So you're not always going to mix up the same amount of every color. That's a very easy new mistake folks do, especially with white and black, because black goes so far. White, we're going with that beauty from Color Passion. It's another paste. We're going to make us a white dye from our product, Polycolor. I'm going to make a Diamond Dust blue dye hybrid, small amount accent. I'm going to do Crater Lake blue. And then I might do, there's just barely any of this Color of Passion pewter. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. So I know I want a large part of the gray. I know I want a large amount of white. Those are my base colors. Those are my colors that are going to get down. If I just had those two colors on my board, there'd be enough material I could walk away. These are going to be my accents. So this will be my Diamond Dust and blue dye. I don't want a lot of that. So you can see just barely any. My Crater Lake, I'm going to want a little bit more Crater Lake than the Diamond Dust, because I'm going to make this a blue marble. And my pewter is there, which is going to be the smallest amount, and it's perfect. This is going to have to be the last project because I have to go pee, and I can only wait. I can only show you guys epoxy for so long. And while I'm adding colors, VIP list, baby, hit it up. hit up that pro list. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel, the one you are currently on. That also helps me keep my job. We have a lot of fun on our lives. We also have very high-level educational tutorials, so that's what we're known for. We give away that information for you. So go check them out. Like them, share them with your friends, help us grow. I'm spending my Friday here having a good time with you. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a brand new paste that sat a while, and it will separate. So be sure to thoroughly mix that. That's whatever magic stuff is there that fights with the micas, that fights with the dyes to give you some cool effects. So be sure to thoroughly mix that back into your colorant. Ooh, this is pretty gray. This is going to be cool. And then full send that. This is like a paste that is like a dye. It's a one colorant. It's not like a hybrid. A paste will sometimes have a mica and a dye. This is just a dye, but has that special sauce, so it could probably sell, do some cool effects in there that you can't get anywhere else. I was not fighting, but pushing to have some of these pastes brought into the system. They're hard to get from Australia. It takes a long time, so I'm like, let's bring them in, help the folks out, because they add such cool effects to the counters. They help you make a good counter. So, but they're like, well, tell me what they do. I'm like, ugh. So I would tell, I would show, and until they saw it in real person, then they got it. So we brought them in. You guys sold out of them real quick, so we got to add more colors. So keep buying the Color Passion colors, and we can keep adding more, baby. Let's go. It's a good day. White dye. So here's a pro tip on colorant with white. You can also make an error by adding too much white. So I'm going to add just enough white until the opacity I want is achieved. So I'll add, that was just maybe 4 drops in one. I did a little squeeze. I can already tell this is not wide enough, and I hope you guys can see on camera, but here's the stick test. So I mix, and I do this with most colors, guys, because not all colors are the same. I could use 1 tablespoon of Crater Lake to get me fully opaque. Then I could use 1 tablespoon of, let's say, white mica, and it will be half opaque. So to really know if you're right, I'll mix, and I'll pull my stick up, and I'll lay it flat. And now you can see how that's brown, the stick's starting to show through. That shows to me super translucent. Sometimes I want translucent white, but in this case, I want pure white. So I'm going to give myself, that was probably another 5 drops. The point is, you don't want to just go whack and cram it in. If you put way too much dye in, that could speed up the yellowing process of your counter. So just start little by little. Put as much as you need and no more. Mix, go flat, get it to be lay out about 1/8 of an inch, and I could see some brown, so I know I'm still translucent. Come back, add a couple more drops of white. Mix again. And white is a heavy tint. So it's another colorant. When I tint it, I mix right away because it will settle right to the bottom of your epoxy. Boom. Now look, see, we're getting more and more white. Can't really see that stick, but it's still a hair. So one more squeeze and we'll be good. Scrape the sides. White's ready. Scrape off my stick. And I could use the same stick for another color if you just wipe it off. Bam. Save Mother Nature. Save the forests. Boom. Let's do our blue and diamond dust. So a tiny bit of blue dye. Now this is a translucent color, so I could even jam a bunch in there and it's going to stay translucent. It'll get darker and darker and darker, but it's always going to be a little translucent. That's kind of like our brown dye, which is a cool feature. I mean, it's beautiful. So now let's give this a little heavy, whoops. I got some epoxy on there, so wipe it off before you stick it back in the bag. I'm going to go heavy on the diamond dust and blue dye. This will be like a little accent we're going to use. I've never done this. This is a test piece, guys. You're seeing Big Mitch in the laboratory. Normally I'll do a small piece, make sure it looks cool before I show YouTube, but it's Fun Day Friday. We're going crazy. I'm going to the Brazilian steakhouse today later with my son for his birthday. He was sick last week, so we had a reservation. And it was something I was looking forward to all week. So my wife's like, John's throat's hurting. He doesn't want to go waste the Brazilian steakhouse. If you guys have never been to one, go check it out. I don't get paid by them. I just gain a pounds every time I go to them. So he couldn't go, but I'm like, we're going. So I'm going 2 weeks in a row. Look at this. Blue dye and diamond dust. Ooh la la. Guys, do you know I have my own personal Instagram? It's called Big Mitch Builds. Check me out. I do a lot of Stone Coat stuff. I do a lot of stuff outside of Stone Coat. It's a good time on there. So go follow me on Big Mitch Builds on Instagram. Also on YouTube. I'm trying to grow that. I should have been doing this the whole time. I've just been doing Stone Coat videos. I should have been growing my own audience. Silly, stupid. Crater Lake Blue, baby. Do you know, fun fact, Crater Lake Blue once was named Cobalt Blue on our website. And it was an okay seller, but I went to Crater Lake to visit it while we lived in Oregon, and the water is so vividly blue. Came back, I'm like, dude, this is Crater Lake Blue. And Mike said, that's awesome, and changed it. And it's been one of our best sellers. It's so pretty in woodworking. We're going to see what it does with some white and gray. We're going to make a marble with it. It could look horrible. We'll see. Blue dye sparkles. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. What are your guys' favorite colors to work with epoxy? Or if you've done your kitchen, what colors did you use? Let me know in the comments below. Pewter. So this is pewter. I have just scraps of it. So I'm hoping I have enough. I'm going to scrape the top lid. I do. There's a nice reservoir on top. Look at that. That was all on top of my lid. Here I thought I didn't have enough. Awesome. Come back in. That's plenty. So this pewter is a floater, man. This is cool stuff. So you could like drizzle veins and they'll stay real tight and float on top of your epoxy. And then later when it cures and you walk by, that silver will catch the light and sparkle and shine brighter than others. Shine like a silver diamond. All right, let's get to work. We're gonna get sticky now. Scraping this stick, getting the sticks out of here. I'll have a few because I will do some stick work with it, but I'm gonna get my accent colors off and let's put our base colors down now. So I've got this paste, pretty dark. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna put some here and I'm gonna add some white dye to this and see if I can lighten it for another shade of gray. That's a cool idea. Add some white. We're gonna give us a base here of gray and white. Where's my white dye? I'm gonna see if this will lighten it. I've never done this. A little white dye in there with the Twops stone. Barely lightened it because that paste is so strong. Wow. Yeah, a little bit. We'll full send some. Yeah, that's going to be a lot of gray though. It's okay. Let's see what we could do with this. So I've got a lot of material on here. And the first thing I'm going to do is spread my colors to the drier areas. Kind of use these colors to make my board wet. I'm not too worried about blending quite yet, but I don't want to blend. This gray is powerful. It's going to be gray. I don't want to go all into my white because it will become, that gray will take it over. It's like putting too much black. I'm going to scrape my hand off, come into this white. Man, that is dark gray, isn't it? It's okay. Because what I'll do is I'll start walking this white over it. So now I have a nice reservoir of white. Not very much here. But we're going to walk this white now over the gray without trying to over meld it. which might be hard to do because I have way too much gray. But it still come to life. Watch, I have faith. Hit my edges here early on. Once you get your base colors down, before you bring, whoops, sorry about that. Before you bring in any accents, make sure your edges are all the way covered. So now when we start bringing accents, we start bringing in finishing the piece, we don't have to come hit this edge, because sometimes those products will roll that over that edge and it looks perfect for you and you don't want to touch it. So I've messed up because I forgot my edges, and a lot of it looks great, but then a big section looks horrible because I didn't get the epoxy. Then I have to go hit it later and I totally mess it up. So now I'm going to bring in some blue into this gray. That might help. It might make it really bad though. Oh, that might be all right. Let's see. You can see how little, because Crater Lake is loud. And I'm going to blend it in to just my gray areas right now. I'm going to bring some in here. Boom. Looking muddy. Over, where is my heat? Right here. A little alcohol. See what that does to these colors before I get any further. That's kind of pretty. Okay, now I'm going to bring in more of the blues and meld some of those in and just start kind of layering things. I'm going to keep this off for a minute because that's really loud. And I have a little white left I saved. And I saved that because it can be your magic eraser. You can come bring it back in and erase. Like I could bring it in here if I hate this silver, and it can add, it will cover it up and add a layer. Really add some cool stuff. It's like we find out a lot of happy accidents that way. Put your colors in, like, oh, that's horrible. Then you can bring white back on top of it, and then it becomes something stunning. A little more blue. What you guys thinking so far? And you can get some good melding when you kind of puddle it up, right? You put a blob in and then put a big puddle and then let that puddle self-level back out. It can give you some natural look that way. I am nervous about this. Let's see what it looks like. Oh dear. That might be too much. Maybe not. Let's alcohol that. The sparkles are a lot. Bring more white right there. Okay, now I'm going to alcohol that. So already, I already know if I was going to replicate this again, I would take probably 30% of the gray out, the dark gray. I'm going to even see if I can lighten this more with some white dye because it's getting quite dark. So now instead of having what was in my head, which was a light gray and elegant blue top, we're getting dark. So that's okay. Unless it was for a customer, and then I'm going to be in trouble. Where the heck did I put my white dye? Is this it? Nope, it's hiding right there. So if this was a customer and they wanted it really light, now I'm going to have to mix up more product probably to get me some white. But since this is just me figuring colors out, no big deal. I could still make this into something cool. freaking thing is plugged up. And while I'm trying to get the white out here, don't forget about our VIP list. Still open, not for long. Black Friday's next week. Are you guys ready for the holiday season? If you have an epoxy lover in your family, sign up for the VIP list. You're going to save a lot of money. 30% off next week during Black Friday. It's going to be legendary. Okay, let's see what this does. That's kind of cool. That was kind of cool. Oh, shoot. That was too much. So I just kind of pushed that big blob into the gray because it was a huge amount of blue. Gosh, dang it. Gray. So see, now that's my little bit of my eraser. Ooh, that does look pretty. Let's add a little bit of that in there. Okay, I like that. Give you guys a look. I added a big chunk of white into that gray. It looks kind of pretty. Now, let's ISO that. Heat it up. Get rid of some air. That's cool. There's some cool stuff already. And I haven't even used this glitter. I could bring some silver in that. That might be pretty. And lately I've been doing some ISO early and then stopping and then like adding layers, kind of giving it background noise and then stopping, because not everybody likes the selling, but a lot of people do. Let's see what this bright, oh my God. I don't know. I can't use this. It is loud. Can you guys see that? It's too much. That's too extra. Unless you had like Calvin Gemstone as your customer. Has anybody seen the Righteous Gemstones? Let me know in the comments below. That was a funny joke. Only if you've watched the Righteous Gemstones. Okay, where's this white stick? I might need more white in this board, man. Okay, all right, man. There's some of this lighter gray in there now. See what I'm doing, guys, is just layering colors in different amounts. And when I put my technique here, I'll load up my stick, I'll get it coming out, I'll go straight, go flat. I'm moving that around and it's changing the amount of material that's coming off that stick. We're just playing at this point because this piece has gone completely away from what I thought it was going to, but I'm using techniques that I know, you know, it's going to get busy, but then I could swipe it with that trowel. I'll do that. I'll show you guys that. Let me bring in some silver. Silver was very loud, so I'll just bring in a little bit. Blend that in, and then we'll ISO this. Because ISO can sometimes make it too busy, but also calm stuff down. Let's see what we got. And the cool part of Stone Coat Products is you have a long time to get it where you want. If this was a solvinated resin, it's going to start setting up on you and you're going to be panicking and having a bad day because it'll stop moving and it will stop blending and melding. And we could keep farting with this piece for a long time. Layering, because we still have a lot of colors. My ratios are quite off. I don't like... What do you guys like? Can't even see. It's not too much chop. I think you'd be surprised. I wonder if it's too much was an accident deliberate to show off how easy it is to fix. Ooh, cool. You don't know me. I'm not good. Kidding. I don't know. It's gotten really busy, but yeah, let's maybe chop a section, see what that does. Give it a whole swipe-a-rooski. And little swipe skis. Okay. Now it's a whole calm down piece, a little. It's a cool background. We can now bring some veins in, but that right there wouldn't make that bad of a countertop. Let's go over here. I'm gonna ISO that again and see what that does. First, I'll show y'all. What you guys think? Did you like it with all the veins more, or do you like it subtlified? Whoa, it's because I'm greasy. I'm sorry. I have epoxy on my hands, so that thing was rotating and I couldn't hold it. What y'all think? Did you like it with all the veinage, or do you like it subtle mode? Let's go down. Right there. What y'all think? It's not too much, chop it. It's amazing how you can change it. It's true, right? Wasn't that like... And then some of those super bright things we did, peekaboo through and give us surprises of coolness. Now watch what the alcohol does. Gives us a little hammered effect. Laces those colors. Get some of the colors to peekaboo back through. Peekaboo, I see you. It's beautiful. Now look at that. Let's watch that come to life. That's cool, man. Far out. It's empty. Pretty much out of stuff other than dark colors. But that's pretty, if you ask me. I like it. I'm digging it. There's spots I really, really like. I wish I had more white. Because if I brought some white in this again, melded it, bam. But these colors are going to stay color fast a very long time at this, like this. What do you guys want to see now? I mean, I got a little left. I could build a couple veins through this if you want. Might as well. And we'll call it a day. We've been live almost 2 hours. This has been so fun. In the corner, what is it? Meh in the corner? Which corner? Here? I think so too. Let's drag some silver in. I know, let's do fine silver veins. So to get fine ones, I can break this. That wasn't a good break. Dang it. I want more of a pointy guy. Yeah, see that? Break it to a little fine point. Let's come up. Oh, shit. Shoot. Sorry. Whoops. You didn't hear that. This lighter color is not bad. Let's add a little bit of this blue. And I'm going to add some silver, very fine lines. So I'll load up my stick and then take that as far as I can. When I'm doing these fine ones, I just try to find a natural line in the resin colors. Follow that. That looks stupid. I don't like this one at all. So just meld it away. Bye, Felicia. Okay, I don't like this either, right? Let's just hit that. And I'll hit it with ISO, see if that looks cool. Pops it. See this, that silver has some cool stuff in there. I am gonna add more of those because those look cool. Let's just go faster now. But I don't like them like that. I like them subtly blended in. So I'm skipping around. I'm leaving some of the line untouched, some of it touched. And I'm using just the tips. You can't really tell because my hands are filthy, but I'm just using the tips of my fingers. And when you have a big line, rather than just follow that line, pick some up, walk it over there. Get it over there. You stay. Somebody was dogging on that a little earlier. It's okay, because it was. She was right. Said it was meh. And I agree, it did look stupid. It didn't match the rest. So let's add a little blue. Just dip my finger in, hand meld. Now let's ISO that again. See what that does for us. These are little baby pumps, 91% isopropyl alcohol. That does the selling. That's what's causing the lacing. So the alcohol will thin the resin. The water content makes the little divot, and then the water content evaporates out, comes back smooth, and gives you that cool finish. I'm going to bring in now some of this light gray. Maybe just add some accent. Louder vein come through there. Let's drag that in. Load up heavy, twist, turn, and it gives different volumes, so it gives it a little more natural look. And what I don't like to see are stuff like this little blob. So just steer it around a little bit so it doesn't look suspicious, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, boom. I kind of like that running through that little gray section. I'm digging it. Okay, then let's we're almost out of this gray, and I don't want it just there. Maybe I take it up and walk it up through this, where I did that other gray, silver, I mean. And that's all I'm kind of doing when I'm doing these guys. It's just, man, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm just trying to make this piece as itself, like, it could have been done multiple times too. So depending on how big my project is, kind of depends on how much time I've got to have fun with it. And this is fun. And now my product's thickening up a little bit like that speed cure was earlier. So you're going to get a little bit different effects too that way. What else do I got here? Got silver, barely any white, a little bit. Let's grab some of that white into this now. Scrape it. Let's bring in some white right into this. And then we'll meld these together. Should I put some blue in there, or would that be too loud? I think that might be too loud. You guys like that bigger vein I've put in, or no? Walk some of it around a little bit. Take that little baby stick you got. You can start walking those colors over. Steering it around if you wish. Let's see what ISO does. That's all we'll do at this point. Come back, torch it. What I'm doing is getting rid of the air from all that additional resin I've added in. I'm down low because I'm looking at the lights, passing it, watching it pop my bubbles. And whoop, I don't like that guy. That was a spill. Little spear. This is looking cool. These colors are cool together. A little too much dark gray, but I think lightening it saved it a hair. Let's see what the ISO does here. Let's add some bigger droplets. I just sprayed some in my hand and I'll flick big droplets down. Whoops, getting low. Big drops, and then make it rain, babies. And when I watch the material, the ISO skip across, that starts to tell me the material's getting thicker and thicker. So, I think it's missing some silver accents like this. Let's bring some of that into this vein, ISO it again, and call it a day, baby. But before I call it a day, guys, help me keep my job. Go join our VIP list. Not only are you going to get discounts on Black Friday, the best discount there is, you're going to get some cool marketing of some of the amazing projects we have coming up. We've got some big job backup, I mean, where we go out and help contractors on site with some big epoxy jobs. How cool is that? What do you guys think of the silver I'm adding? Cheesy, or it might not be when I go ISO it, so bear with me. I'm going to give it some, I'm going to put it in all over the place because I like the way it looks in there. Like right here, when I meld it a little bit, then ISO it, it's awesome. It really is. This has been a fun project. Thanks for bearing with me. How long have you guys been watching? I've been live for hours. I've been a marathon. How should I be? I should be grandfathered in VIP. You should be, Libby. Hello. But what I was saying, you missed it earlier. You are a VIP. And even if you already are on the list, join the new one. We're not going to spam the heck out of you on all of them, but this is the one you're going to get our new sale on. So go join that list, Libby. You are a VIP in my heart. God, I'm an idiot. All right, okay. Let's hit this maybe. Okay, boom. That's it. Let's hit that with the ISO now, maybe. Now, if I hit it with ISO and it doesn't sell or move, you can warm it with a torch. That can get your ISO to do more stuff. Okay. That silver I don't like right here is too much. What you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'm trying to read them now. God, you've been watching 2 hours. I hope you're at work and getting paid for it. That'd be cool. That'd be way cool. I don't know, guys. Any more blue? Let me know. Or should we call it? We could call it at 2 hours. So we're quite thick. Now, if this is a piece I'm installing, bam, I love it. I'm done. I don't see anything that bothers me too much. I'm going to take the tips of my fingers, probably these digits that far up, and take all the drips on the bottom of my counter and rub them in. So let me back up the camera so you guys can see that. I'm going to need a new camera. Tripod, Luke. Sorry, buddy. There's resin all over it. So I'll come in here and I'll rub those drips underneath my countertop edge. I'm not going to rub this edge, but you could see why I wouldn't want to now, oh no, I missed something, and rub, because all these colors have flowed over. This piece looks like it was cut out of a slab of granite. This is fire. I'm digging it. Now that I step back and see, I don't like that vein as much. So I'm going to meld that here in a second. But after I rub this epoxy into the bottom of the counter. Because now, guys, epoxy goes down, encapsulates under. There's no way. I've waterproofed the bottom. Let's say it's old laminate on a existing counter. You've just extended the life of that for a while. Trust me. Laminate's usually just particle board. So, and the mix, what I like about this piece is the mixture of all the different colorants, like, and pastes and metallic powders. All of those are working together to give us a pretty cool piece. And if you have blue on your counters at home, it's a real stone, you spent a lot of money. Blue is very expensive when it comes to granite. I've done Van Gogh blue, Van Gogh granite, real color, $500 a square foot back then, before you even fabricate it, man. I was terrified to work with it. I'm just gonna blend this out a hair more. It was too loud or something. I don't know. I don't like it. This one's a little bit better. I don't know why to me, but I'll even fracture that off some more that way. But even this late into it, folks, I'm still able to manipulate the resin, and it's going to be moving and finding self-level. Very cool aspect of Stone Coat. Not all epoxies you can work that long. You'll see some, if you see any floor epoxy on Facebook or YouTube that is really patterned, it's probably a solvinated floor epoxy, and they can only put down 5 feet of it at a time because it cures so fast it couldn't go back and meld it and walk on it. Oh, that's delicious. Okay, heat source. I'm so late, it's quite thick, so I have to use heat at this point, I think, if I want to sell anything, which can be a cool feature. Maybe I don't sell that. Nope, I am. Bam. Yeah. Hell yeah. Heck yes. Heavens yes. That's it. Now, again, remember earlier when I just smeared everything to calm everything down? I could do that again here, but it's almost running out of time, like Jack Bauer says from 24. But look at that vein now. I think that's way better. Let me come in a little bit deep. It's cool. I think that looks better. I love it. Game over. Calling it a day. That's a wrap, folks. I hope you guys had a good time today. I sure did. I full sent for 2 hours today at work, all by myself. Extra cookies for me and prizes, gold stars. I had a great time. I'm going to remind you one final time to go join that VIP list. Subscribe to us here on YouTube. We teach you how to do epoxy, start to finish, in a fun, easy to follow way. And let me know in the comments of the videos how I can improve. How can I make it better for you to want to work with Stone Coat Epoxy? Let's check out these other guys too over here real fast. Boom. There's that copper. That looks real pretty. That silver's kind of calmed down a little bit, but it still looks pretty to me. I probably should have manipulated it one more time with my hands, but you could see the darker color we added. Now it looks fire, right? Gives it some depth rather than just one color. And back to this beauty. I had a great day, guys. It was fun. That looks pretty. And here's our purple table, looking stunning as well, but not as stunning as yours truly. Guys, go to that VIP list. Join the American Stone Coat Epoxy Association. I'm the leader of it. And rejoice, you have a choice about which epoxy resin that you're placing. That's Stone Coat at the American Stone Coat Epoxy Association. Guys, had a lot of fun. Join the list. Go check out our pro program. Get that white glove service. I'm Big Mitch with Stone Coat Epoxy. Have a fabulous Thanksgiving. Have a fabulous weekend. And from all of us here, don't forget, you got this. And we'll see you on the next 2-hour-long vertical live video. That was fun. Hey from Orlando, are you too critical of yourself? You are all four fabulous, stunning. Thank you so much. Love you too, Libby. See y'all later. I'm out. How do I turn this off? Luke. Hey, dude, you aged. Silver foxhole is pretty. So they're not wrong. Like a year ago, I didn't have any gray here. So thanks for calling it out, bruh. Real nice. Too bad you could not address problems. What problems do you want addressed? I got you. What do you want? Peter, what problems would you like me to address? I'm the guy you want me to address problems. I've come to Earth with a special set of skills. Addressing problems is one of them. Look up. What are you talking about? You look like Dale from Step Brothers. Do we just become best friends? You guys are cooking me, man. I'm trying to be a friendly epoxy teacher and you're cooking me. I'm out of here. Is that low amber epoxy out yet? Very close. Boss man was here a couple days ago testing. Bye.